Cairo, Cairo is my baby's home. Cairo, Cairo is my baby's home. One bad Cairo night won't be long. Women in Cairo, they will treat you kind and sweet. Women in Cairo, they will treat you kind and sweet. Catch you around and take you off your feet. Shoot you, knock you, teach you and cut you too. Shoot you and knock you, teach you and cut you too. They get through the graveyard, then for you. Women in Cairo send you down to your grave.
Good evening, everybody. And so far we have one guitar player with us. Hello, Geir. Norwegian Attack, as usual. So great to see you here. Just to lead it off with some more information that today I think I'm going all metal to honor Sam Mitchell, and the whole theme of today, that's going to be collaborations. How do they come up and how it all happens, why. It's like, what's the destiny, what's the fate, what's something that maybe we worked for until those collaborations happen and all that. So I'm going to be talking with Rob Orlemans from Holland or Netherlands, and we're going to be digging into a lot of old stories and histories, things that happened during both Rob's and Sam Mitchell's career, because we're going to be dedicating a large part of this to Sam Mitchell. I've had Sam Mitchell presented in one of the earlier live streams, but now it's going to be about his period when he moved from Denmark to Holland to live there for a couple of years before he went on to the States for a while and then moved back to England. Right. And today's lick of the week is also going to be Sammy's lick from his last CD that he recorded in Holland, Resonating, where this Rob, who's going to join me very soon, is has been the collaborator, a recording engineer, producer, and he even he was on the record as well. But he'll tell us all about that. So just be patient. Rob will be here with us in a minute. I think I'll just start off with the backup, and I put the tuning here, so it's going to be in open D, but the pattern is going to be the same as we had in the two previous live streams, where it was this slow blues in this kind of shuffly manner, but it's not a real shuffle, right? It's a lot of pauses, it's a lot of kind of swinging and hanging in the air before the beat comes and all that. So we're all So we're open D, sorry. Why did I say open E? Open D. So let's see if you guys are ready. I'll do it. 2, 3, 4. Good. So I'm doing this little break here because I might repurpose this and just make it a separate pre-recorded video for the YouTube channel, because some people were reacting and telling like, hey, why don't you just kind of take all those backups that you're playing and just make them a separate video so we can only watch that. So yeah, that's a good idea. So I might do that. So this little ditty here was actually the way I used to play. I've had my fun with my harmonica player and with many other colleagues, musicians, that we just went on and you were just jamming around it. So always explain a little bit after I've played these backups about the licks I've used. Basically, it's the D chord, and then I play this G form of the fourth chord, and then I play the E7 basically, and then back to the G, and then D. And then another form of that is down here. And from these kind of frets here, you have the access to, let's say, this lick. So from the 3rd fret and the 3rd string, and all kinds of licks are very close here. Let's say the 7th of the D chord. Sorry. And then I also did this in between, and so on. And then when I switched to the 4th chord, then I went and so on. And then in the A chord, in the 5th chord, then I had this form of A7, but then I basically just play. This is a G7. And so on. And then there was this crazy kind of grip of the G chord as well here. Instead of just the fretting the 5th fret here, there's this. And the cool thing is that you keep this D bass kind of ringing in the background, which is great. And then I did it. So it's this. And then the same lick from before. And so on. So I'm keeping this guitar around my neck because it's very significant for a lot of things that happened to me during my career, and I bought it in 1992, and I've had it from the beginning. This is one of the prototypes of the Continental German-made guitar. Maybe I can just show you the headstock. That's how it looks, right? And they're still in production, of course, but this is one of the early models when, maybe if I show it this way, it's a tricone, which means it's got 3 resonators here, and they are all on the spider legs, and there's a bridge where the strings go over. Then this is the model that was the exact copy, replica of the 1927 National first tricones style 1 guitars, which meant also that this guitar didn't have the 12th fret right to the body, but a little bit further in, which means that you need to reach further up to reach the 12th fret, which is a kind of thing of just it's a habit. But now if you buy a National guitar from the States, it's going to have the 12th fret right here because that's what people are used to. But when they just showed up in 1927, this is how they made them. And Continental was the first company in the early 90s when the patent was released from National on these metal-bodied guitars, so they were ready with this model. And I was a little bit involved in that, and it was cool just to be a part of the whole thing. So later, when I met Sam Mitchell in Copenhagen, he loved this guitar and said, "Man, I want to have the same guitar as you're having. It's great. Let's get 2 of the same, and just have fun." And then Sammy actually introduced me to a guy in Copenhagen, Ole Kælet, who is a guitar maker and a fantastic repairman as well. So he put in this lipstick Chandler, the real Kent Armstrong pickup from the 80s. So we bought 2 of these and put them into our guitars. So guys, this is gonna be just such a blast when I bring in Rob. Give me just one more second to say hello to some people. I guess this is Rob's crew. Hello, Ron. Nice to see you. Thanks for chiming in and thanks for stopping by. This is my crew, my faithful people from my guitar retreat that always come to my live streams. Hello, Geir. Hello, Jonas. And Patrick. Greetings. Summer and Blues Unbeatable. That's right. All right, man. This is going to be a treat for you because I know you're playing Resophonic as well. And you got a Continental. All right. Am I mistaken that this is Rob's bass player? I'm not sure. We'll let Rob tell us about it. No, it's not. Okay. So, and wonderful to see you, Marta. Welcome. So I think it's about time, ladies and gentlemen, that we bring in Rob Orlemans. He will have to tell me if it's okay how I pronounce his name, and we'll just start off with, yeah, that's good. All right, so you heard Rob in the background, but now Rob is coming to join us. Hello, Rob, and welcome.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine. And I did some sports tonight, so
so you're ready.
Everything's okay.
That's great. That's great.
I'm ready.
All right. So, guys, please let us know if everything's okay with our audio, if Rob is equally volume strong as I am. So it's always like this when I bring in people from other parts of Europe, and so we just want to make sure that it sounds good when we talk about the things we're going to talk about. Rob, we're going to be showing some things from your website, and we're going to be showing some pictures from your career, from your gigs and all that. What I know about you is that you're a well-renowned blues rock guitar player from Netherlands, and you've been playing since, I don't know, the beginning of time, for many, many years. So just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I started playing electric when I was 18 years old. Okay. Before I was 18 years old, I played a little bit I played acoustic. But when I had my electric guitar at 18, I immediately started playing in a band. And in a few months later, we were already in a TV show. So that was fun.
That was great.
Thank you. But that was, if I hear those tapes, man, it sounds not good. But you have to start with something. And then we had a band. We made a little bit funny songs, but I wanted more. I was a Hendrix freak and a blues freak, John Lee Hooker, Jimi Hendrix, because my mother had those John Lee Hooker records. So but I didn't know how to play those things. But later on, I knew it, and then I wanted to have a three-piece band. The less souls in a band, the more fun you have. So,
okay.
So then I played extremely heavy rock, and then more blues rock, and then I met Curtis Knight from Jimi Hendrix, and he came into my band. I didn't want to be his backing band, no. So we wrote the songs together, and it worked. So and then I started after 5 years. To be a professional, so right. I had a good job. I quit that, and I made a studio at home. And in that time, I also met Sam Mitchell, and and then it goes every time to the next level.
Yeah, that's great. But tell us about your work how did everything happen? Because to meet Sammy, you had the background with some of the same players that he used to know at the time. So he knew Ian Ackerman, he knew Curtis Knight.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Okay, I tell you. It was there was a blues magazine here in Holland, and they invited Sam Mitchell and a few guys from Sweden from a Sweden festival to come to a radio show, and I was also in that radio show for an interview, I think it was Radio London, and the broadcast was in the east of Holland. So they asked if, hey, we have that Sam Mitchell, can he drive with you in your car? I said, yeah, that could be a blast. So he came to my house, and I said, hey man, you're smaller than I thought. And yeah, I'm also a small guy. So we drove to that radio show, and then he went back to Denmark, and suddenly I heard he came to live here in my hometown, and they arranged a room for him, but there was nothing. I saw it, man. I said, hey man, they can put you in that shithole. So I arranged immediately in next to my house is a big house, and he could move in a big room, and that was good. And then we became friends. And then suddenly he said, hey man, I have to record, to make a solo album. Can you record it and produce it? I said, yeah, let's try it. So we had a lot of fun. And also that other guy from Sweden, that Martin Norlin, came in to play a song. And it was relaxed. And we did it very simple.
That's great.
So, and I have a lot of outtakes. We recorded a lot. And and I did a few little guitar parts on those songs, but not so much because it was his album.
Yeah.
But that was good. And we went together to concerts. He did. I was also a few times support act for Curtis Knight, and he enjoyed my band when Curtis Knight was not there. Just for fun, a few songs. That's it.
Yeah, but did Curtis Knight live in Europe then, in Holland or somewhere?
He lived in Amsterdam.
Okay.
I saw a concert of Curtis Knight, and I thought, hey, I need his autograph for my Jimi Hendrix collection. So I went there and we started talking, and he said, hey man, can I hear your band? And he immediately quits his American guys and came to my band.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it because I had all those records, Curtis Knight and Jimi Hendrix. I didn't like them, that's for sure. I didn't like them, but I had them for my collection.
Yeah, sure.
But then I started listening closely to those early recordings with Curtis Knight, and it was good with Jimi Hendrix. A lot of blues. Yeah. So I arranged a few of those songs and we re-recorded them also. That was fun, but Curtis was sick. He had cancer, but I can tell you hours stories behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But it was a great time.
Yeah.
With Curtis Knight. And I could also play just the three of us if we want. That was great.
Yeah.
And then I know, man, now I know how it is professional behind the scenes. That's exactly what I want. Because first I was, of course, an amateur. Okay, we tried to do it professional, but and then I still like it.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, I record also some different music in my studio. I put only my name on it when it's blues or rock, not other music.
Okay.
And I do studio work. I play unknown. how do you say that? Without using my name on it.
Session guitar player.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
And now it's easy with those WAV files. You can record a guitar part and send it to America or whatever.
Yeah. I'm doing a couple of those as well. I'm doing these like we would like an acoustic guitar mat here, like 5-6 guitars that will sound something like this or that, and then I record it here at home and they just send it away, and you get paid. So that kind of the democracy of recording opportunities is now open for many more people than before, which is good. So I like
but
that.
But I can tell you, it's better when there is a producer, and you sit.
Of course, it's always better.
That's better. And now they cut and edit and all that shit. But with a producer, it's always better. I can tell you. Maybe the postman. Oh, that's a funny story. I was mixing Sam Mitchell's album with Sam, and the postman came in, and I said, "Hey man, do you want to mix a song?" Huh? So we let him mix. I think the song "Packing Pallets" or so. I can't remember, but he said, "Yeah, man, we need some." He didn't know the right words, reverb, and we did everything the postman said.
Okay.
And that was funny.
Yeah, that's great. But tell me about the recording process of Sammy, because prior to that recording, and I mean he did many recordings over his career, and I remember how we recorded this acoustic album, Too Long From Home, here in Sweden. It was a very small production, just the two of us, dynamic microphones, and the only thing that was plugged in was his guitar, that we could maybe sometimes get this extra bass in the sound, and that's what Sammy insisted on, but very subtle, very little bit of that.
That's what we did also. We used used for the guitar dynamic microphones from Audio Technica.
Okay.
And for the vocals, an expensive Audio Technica microphone. I forgot the type. I still have it. That wasn't very simple. And we recorded it live, and if it was possible, when there was not too much, how do you call it,
overdubs? Yeah.
No. If the guitar mic didn't pick up too much vocals, then we could dub the vocal. Yeah, and leakage, and then we could do the vocals again or so. But we did it very simple, and a lot of fun, laughing and watching TV and jamming together. What had nothing to do with the whole album. No. So it was good.
Yeah, because Sammy.
I have videotapes from the recording session.
Oh, you do?
Also with Matty Norlin, who came in, and it's all filmed. So maybe I send it to you.
We got to see it sometime. If you send it to me somehow, then I can maybe just put another live stream of just showing those behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Maybe footage. Maybe we can meet again in the live stream and just talk about those. That would be great.
And I have shows filmed in Germany.
Great.
And when he played before us with Curtis Knight and backstage things and a lot of funny things, stupid things also. I had always a camera with me, and everybody said, "Fuck off with that camera." But now they on their knees they phone me up, "Please, man, give me some of those." Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have completely on tape. Just before Curtis Knight died, we recorded here. It's never released, with Sam Mitchell and Curtis Knight a few days before he died.
Oh,
with Curtis Knight was hanging in a wheelchair, and Sam Mitchell was playing on his dobro, and I on the Continental, and we recorded that.
Yeah.
But it's very sad if you see that. But I have it, and it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
So.
It's great stories, man. Great stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
how did this whole thing with Sammy? Because since those years when he moved from Denmark to Holland, we've never met again. So we just spoke on the phone every couple of months, and
Yeah.
he'd call
Ah,
me.
he
I'd
talked.
call
He
him,
talked a
all
lot
that.
about you. He talked.
Yeah.
He talked a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he gave me that album.
cool.
Two from home. No, two.
Yeah.
No,
Too long from home. Too long from home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he told me something about that he got this invitation from the States to to I don't know to do this. It was
clinic.
a guitar camp. Yeah, clinic
Yeah.
somewhere.
And that went wrong. Did you know that? What happened?
Yeah.
He
I don't know
came
the
into-
details.
Yeah, I know the details because he phoned me up. I said, "Hey man, I have some problems."
Yeah.
Long John Baldry phoned him up first.
Yeah.
My house. I said, "What? Long John Baldry on the phone?" Yeah, I got this number. Sam Mitchell must be here.
Yeah.
So Sam Mitchell had Sam Mitchell had told him that he had to go to Seattle for that camp, and then Long John Baldry said, "Hey man, I have some shows not far from Seattle in Canada, Vancouver, and can you join the band?" And he said, "It's okay." But what happened was, Sam Mitchell went to Canada, and they found a set list with songs, and he hadn't no license to do gigs there, so he came in prison.
Oh,
Not
exactly.
as a criminal,
Yeah,
not as a criminal, but they treat him well there. And they said, "Yeah, man, I sit with some Mexicans and other guys, and and they're going to send me to Liverpool because that's my hometown."
Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
Yeah.
I said, "Why don't they send you to Holland?" "No, they sent me to Liverpool."
Yeah.
So a week later, he came. He came out of that prison, and I think I picked him up on oh no, he went to Liverpool, and then a week later he came to Holland.
Yeah.
His dad was still alive, and we mixed some tapes from his dad. His dad was a great guitar player,
Yeah.
and his dad had a small Teac recording thing.
Cassette tape
And
recorder, right?
Yeah, so we mixed it here, and then his father died not long after that. I remember that, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. His father was crazy in Hawaiian music, so he did all these Hawaiian swing cassette tapes and sold them and played on these small gigs in around Liverpool and all that. So Sammy told me a lot about. He was very proud of his dad.
A guy here in Tiel has a Bakelite record from Sam Mitchell Orchestra, and that's his dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the bass player I had in that time, Tenny Tamata, he played with before Gary Moore, just before Gary Moore died, and Gary Moore said that Sam Mitchell's father taught him some guitar stuff. Is that?
Oh, man.
Did you know that? Did you know that?
No, this is new for me. That's great.
Gary Moore had some guitar lessons from Sam Mitchell's father.
Yeah.
But the whole
Amazing.
I can ask the whole story if you want to Tenny. I see him Wednesday, so I can ask him.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But he's Sammy. The whole maybe I can just say some things about his playing style, which is so unique and so special. And a lot of people ask me about that when I do these workshops.
Booker White.
And yeah, I mean, his influences are early 20s, 30s players,
Yeah,
and we all
yeah.
know those names. But also,
Sounds like a big band. He plays.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and his mother was from Hawaii from the beginning.
That's right.
And Sammy's slide playing was very much influenced by his father's way to vibrate the strings and all that. So later on, when I demonstrate the lick he did, I'll maybe show you guys exactly what I mean when Sammy would do his vibrato and the whole thing with the slide when he played, especially when he played chords. very different from all other plays. So if anybody tells me like, "Hey man, that sounds like Sam Mitchell," I say, "Yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody has to continue taking the torch, because I love that kind of vibrato very much, and it's also very resemblant of my own folk music from the Balkans, because there's a lot of that. That's very oily vibrato things when people play violins over there or other string instruments and all that. So yeah, Sammy was very unique in his style. Apart from that, he was great fingerpicker, and he played some great slide solos and all that. But his way how he treated the guitar as an orchestra, and especially how he vibrated that slide, it was just amazing. And then, of course, the whole electric part of Sammy that not many people know about when he played in Denmark
Heavy
for
stuff.
many years. Yeah, heavy stuff, and he was amazing. And he had this Les Paul at his home, and then he just wanted to show me how an amplifier he had. It was a PV Classic, right? And he just, "Oh man,
Yeah, that's mine.
amplifier."
That's mine.
Yeah, it's yours now. That's great.
No, yeah.
It's in good hands. I'm happy for you. It's great. But he just, I think the windows were shaking like this when he was demonstrating stuff. But I mean, everybody knew in this building where he lived with his wife then in Denmark.
Yeah.
He was a musician, so he had to rehearse and all that, so nobody complained. But he could really, really play high. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to this part that I have.
Hey, I
sent.
can tell you
Yeah.
one quick thing about his guitar playing. We played.
Okay.
He had to play in a bar, and he said, "Hey man,
Okay.
can you join me with your Continental guitar?" I said, "Okay." But every time he used another tuning, man, and then suddenly it was so complicated. I couldn't follow him anymore. But the place was packed. So I act if my guitar broke down at that moment. So I had to change strings or whatever. But every time he had a different tuning, and I didn't know what he did. Then D, then G, and or whatever.
Yeah.
That was funny, but it was great.
Of course. Yeah, he had this very special kind of Hawaiian influenced tuning, which is basically open D, but then you leave the second string on B. I can
think
show that
so,
later
yeah.
on as well. Yeah, sure. So let's just show a couple of pictures of Sammy, and when I change to that scene, then you guys are gonna hear some music in the background. That's Sammy's album that he recorded. Actually, he didn't record the album, but it's Rob who assembled a tribute CD to Sam Mitchell, and it's called Unreleased, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Volume
sure.
1.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just move to that for a while. I'll just switch some images, and we're not going to play the music too long because of the YouTube copyright strike or something. You never know what they're going to mistake this for, whatever. But actually, it's a J.J. Cale song, Same Old Blues Again. So let's go for it. All
It's
right.
a studio outtake.
Yeah, great.
Have you heard that rumor that's going around? You got a man that's away across town. Same old story. Tell me, where does it end? Same old blues, it's the same old blues again. When you give me the business, lay it on the line. Got a lot of patience, and I got a lot of time. Same old story, tell me, where does it end? Same old blues, it's the same old blues again.
So this is Sammy's, in the memory of Sam Mitchell. He was born in 1950, died in 2006. So he lived only 56 years. That was a sad destiny of Sammy, but that's the way it goes. And he said that many times for other people who passed away during, let's say, we were, in full power and going out, and they said that's the way it goes. It just, But all right, Rob, tell us a little bit about this, let's say, this compilation or these outtakes that you are sitting on. You recorded them during the, let's say, the sessions for the Resonating album, and then over the years, you were just jamming at home and playing live, right? So some of the recordings are from the live sessions.
Yeah, live. There's just with a mini disc or a DAT tape. I put I gave that to the sound man or whatever, and then after the show, immediately I grabbed it. You never know, and and I stored that in a closet, and I thought, shit, we have to do something with it. So I talked with his record company. And he said, hey man, that's nice for vinyl. So I said, okay. So we made an appointment. And one day before we had that appointment, the guy said, I quit the whole record business. I'm too old. I quit with it. Or something like that. Yeah. So so it was still in the closet. And then I thought I make a compilation myself and I finance it and give it or sell it to friends. And one big magazine here reviewed that thing, and it had great reviews.
Right. Yeah.
So but it was on YouTube, but YouTube made a mistake, and everything is removed.
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with copyright, because that was all right. But it was on a site from a guy who had also music from us, and he had permission, but. I don't know what happened, but it's a mistake. So everything is gone.
Yeah, things happen like that, I know.
Yeah.
You're right. But one more thing.
But I didn't know what to choose. I have so much things, or health recordings of, or there is a buzz in it, or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and I couldn't remix the old stuff of the stuff from Resonating, because then I had a different studio equipment, but it worked a little bit. I could, but it was too much work, so I took some rough mixes, outtakes, and remastered it or something. Yeah.
Well, you put a lot of work into this, and I really respect that. And it's almost like, nobody forced you. Nobody said like, hey, do it. It's like it's because you're genuine. You love the whole thing with Sammy.
Yeah,
and,
it's not work. I do it for fun. It's my work, but it's also my hobby. So
Okay. That's great to have the work as a hobby. That they say this is the best combination, right?
Yeah, that's the best combination. But I can tell you, when I had an extremely good job. And when I was full prof musician, I earned only 5% of what I had in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's okay now. But it's good.
Yeah, but you're very well established in Holland, definitely. So
I think so. I hope so. But I play. We did also a lot of shows in America, and we play also outside Holland, of course, Germany, Belgium, and we go to Switzerland next month for a rock festival.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna be playing at Orlemans Blues Festival. That's why I'm wearing this T-shirt, just to remind people, like, hey, I'm gonna be on Orlemans.
I played there.
I know, but I'll tell them, like, hey man, Rob was here many years ago. Bring him back.
With Sam Mitchell played there that night, and Klaas Ingström, Sky High. Yeah. And Martin Norlin. Martin Norlin played a few years ago. He played before us on a festival here in Holland.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he was alone with the guitar. Yeah. I saw him again.
He's traveling to Holland to play. I know that he had some nice contacts there from the beginning, even from that time with Sammy. So I guess he just continues going down and playing.
A few years ago, he played on one of the biggest rock festivals here with a band, a little bit Zappa music. He played there, and then he phoned me up because his drummer had to record a drum track. Or if they could use my studio, so yeah, you can record it. I think it was for an album that it had something to do with the Pope.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but I couldn't hear the music.
Yeah.
They had one track with a rough mix, and he had to play drums with it or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Rob, tell me about this. It was great to do the artwork for the album.
Yeah, that's Rob Hendrickson.
Yeah, all
and
right.
he printed also the CDs.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's also the guy where the problems were on YouTube. Everything's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy he's a good. He made good artwork, and he plays.
Yeah.
He plays himself acoustic guitar. Okay, not with a resonator, but other music. But
That's great.
That's good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob Hendrickson. Thank you so much for doing this artwork. It's really appreciated. That's great. But let's go just back for a little bit to this. So now I have this music again. So it's going to start playing Sam Mitchell's song. But I'm just going to show a couple of pictures of you from your website, right? So.
Right.
Okay, I can turn off the music because let's not risk any more about copyrights. So you guys can just go to roborlemans.com and you'll find all the necessary information. And here are some great pics of you playing live.
Oh, that's last week. I think this is last week. Yeah.
Great. Cool.
Yeah. In Germany.
Yeah. Yuri. That's right. Did he play?
No. I said not Yuri. I said Germany. This is my drummer, Ernst van A. Yuri Jerjemins quit already for years.
Oh,
he had some back problems. But this is Ernst van A. He's a well-known heavy drummer, and I played already with him. I think more than 10 years, 12 years.
All right. That's great.
He's a great drummer.
Yeah. All right. How's that guitar?
Yeah, that's me. And on the bass, we have Pete Trump on the bass.
Yeah, he is coming soon.
I don't know where he is.
Oh, this is the way to destroy your teeth, right?
This is just for fun, man. There's nothing. Oh, that's
There's a bass
Pete,
player. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Man, you guys look mean on stage.
I use Sam Mitchell's amp here. You see?
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, that's right.
That's Sam Mitchell's amp.
Yeah, exactly.
Normally I use on the big stages Marshall amps, but that thing sounds so good.
Yeah.
New tubes in it, so maybe I'm going to use that small thing. But it looks, of course, those big Marshalls, it looks better on the stage.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. That's cool. Oh man, it's been such a fun and honor to talk to you about this whole thing with Sammy, and also to get to know you better, because we actually never met and we didn't know each other before I contacted you about this. Okay, we had some little contact before that, but now it's right. So I'm really happy that we were able to do this, to pull this off, and thank you so much for doing it. And now I think I'll just go on to showing this lick of the week, which I dedicate to Sam Mitchell and his influence on, well, I guess a lot on my own playing, because I used to listen to Sammy when I was like 18, 19 years old, and I didn't understand anything about either, neither slide playing or open tunings or anything. So, and then, you can imagine 15 years later or 16 years later, I meet him in Copenhagen and we start playing together. So it was like just an amazing thing to happen and all that. So I learned a lot from Sammy on all those gigs and all that. But he was always like that. He never showed licks. He never hit anything, but he would never... People came to the stage and asked him, or backstage sometimes, like, hey, Sammy, can you show me what you did there in this song? So, nope. Yeah. You have your eyes. You were watching me. List it out yourself. It's like Yeah, okay, fair enough. Why not? But then he taught at this first Blues Week program in the UK when he came back. So that was in 2001 and 2002. So in those 2 years he was teaching people. So actually he could teach, but maybe he just didn't want to do it back then. Yeah, of course. All right, let's continue with the lick of the week. And thank you so much, Rob, for joining me today. And it's been a blast. I really hope we'll get in touch again soon. All right.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. All right, man. Thank you, Rob. And I'll just continue with this song that Samuel recording Resonating in Rob's studio. And it's called Packing Pallets. Oh, sorry, we forgot one thing. I have to bring Rob back. Exactly, because we know about the story, right?
Oh yeah, Packing Pallets.
Behind the song Packing Pallets. So before I play it, just tell us the background of the song.
Oh yeah, he said, I want to make some extra money, so someone find a job for him. And that was packing pallets, but after one day he had enough of that, so he quits. but then I try to tell this very short.
Yeah, sure.
There was they asked me to give a guitar clinic in a very big music store. There's me on a guitar clinic, Sam Mitchell a guitar clinic, and a famous piano player with a piano clinic. Mm-hmm. So Sam and I did. I never. That was for my first time to give a clinic. You sit there for maybe 50 guitar players, and you have to show. So and Sam did it also. And but the day after that clinic, we found another job for Sam Mitchell. So he came in there, and two guys who were at the guitar clinic worked there. And he said, "That's not possible, man. I saw you on that guitar clinic, and now you're working here with oranges. Have to something with oranges."
Yeah.
And then he said, "I was so ashamed, man. I stopped immediately." immediately.
Yeah.
So he no more jobs.
No. All right. But the whole song, the lyrics of this song are fantastic, because it's just like it's a retrospective of a career where he was a star. He played with large names like, Long John Baldry. He played with Dana Gillespie, and he was the member of Sandman in Denmark, which is their largest rock band ever, right? So he had all the right to write those lyrics. Back in Pallets in the Factory, working for a minimum wage, where I should be with my guitar playing on a festival stage. So it's great lyrics.
That's great lyrics, yeah. But he had the opportunity to get, but I think something went wrong, that he when he moved to Liverpool, he didn't play so much anymore.
No. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Rob, for this background story.
It was a pleasure.
And I'll go on. All right. Thank you, Rob.
Okay.
Right. So, guys, I'll play you just a little excerpt of this song. Packing Pallets coming up.
Pallets in a factory, working for the minimum wage, and I should be with my guitar playing on a festival stage. I used to be a pop star, playing around the world, riding in the limousines and jumping on the girl. I made $500,000 and I put it up my nose. It couldn't last forever, but that's the way it goes. Well, the agents and the manager just...
All right. got to cut it off there, around a minute or so. And this is an amazing song. When I heard the Resonating for the first time, I was blown away by how mature, even more than before, Sammy sounded with everything. And I just thought that there was so much feeling behind all those recordings and the songs. And since I've played with him, I know that he was relaxed while he was doing that. He was a bit pissed off at moments because of the lyrics and because of the songs and because of the moods he had to be in to play them, whatever. But I felt this whole album was very well thought out, and the songs were logical. And if I would, write the review of that CD, I would just be praising it all over because it's amazing. But the main thing for me as a guitar player, and since I've played with Sammy a lot and all that, so I know how he attacks strings and all that. And a lot of times people ask me like, oh, do you know how Sammy played this or that? Especially when it's about his old recordings from the first couple of albums when he played both acoustic and electric. So the Bottleneck Master or something, his album was called. It's a double CD that's still available from Shanachi Records. And I believe that Stefan Grossman still owns Shanachi Records, so it's available through his web shop, so you can get it there. It's historical, it's fantastic. Whoever I met on the blues circuit, on festival circuit, and they kind of found out about that I played with Sammy, whatever, it was like, oh man, Sam Mitchell, he was one of my main influences. I listened to him when I was younger. And now we're talking about, let's say, Roy Rogers, who is a fantastic blues player in his own right. Roy Rogers, who was producing John Lee Hooker's albums in the late 80s and in the 90s. So when he tells you like, man, Sam Mitchell is fantastic. So, So I'm going to show you this lick, Packing Pallets, which is significant for Sammy because that's the way how he treated the rhythms and how he treated the dynamics of the song. The whole first part, first instrumental, and then while he was singing, was with a very kind of dampened sound, very short chords, shapes, and all that. But then when it came to the B part, that's where everything opens up. But right today, for this lick of the week, only for today, I'll show you the first part. So he starts like this. Okay, I was a little sloppy on this last one, so it's like it's the octaves. But let's start with the beginning. So he did this. So this is a pull off in this, a little bit sloppy because he wanted it. He could have played a, right? But he liked this part. So he's somewhere in between the third and the fourth fret, and he picks both first and a second string, but usually with only one finger. So we go very slowly. This is also very typical for him. This. With the technique that he had, by dampening the first string here. So you pick the second string on the 5th fret. First you have this pull off here from the 3rd fret on the 2nd string to open string. And the way he dampens strings before he would pick the note with the slide is also very specific for him, because he kind of secured the note before he played it. And I think I picked it up from him and from Tampa Red, who was also the master of first dampening the string before he played it, and then he would kind of place the finger where he would like to dampen behind the slide, and then the slide goes on the string. So the first couple of these notes. So he waits until the last second to hit that chord. So the vibrato is going until the last millisecond. And then this. And then again. This is different from the first part, because here he did this. And cut those both chords in directly after he played them. And then he went to this, also very specific for him. He loved to play in octaves. So he took the first and the fourth string and played this lick from the 7th fret. So this is influenced by Blind Willie Johnson, because if you listen to Willie Johnson's early recordings, and there's a lot of this so Sammy kind of took that approach, and then he played it his way. Right, so the whole lick from the back in Pallets, the intro part, slowly. 1, 2, 3, and. Oh, sorry. So the way he treated this was that he either played the chord with his thumb, just downstroke like this, but also he had this stroke downwards with his fingers like this, very often. So maybe if I try to imitate that. So that was the lick of the week with Sam Mitchell's Packing Pallets. And maybe I will include this into this upcoming workshop that I'm going to be doing about Sam Mitchell in the UK in late July, beginning of August. I'm going to be teaching during the Blues Week. Over there, I'm going to be teaching the beginning slide guitar, which is my absolute favorite class, because I really want to make people discover slide playing. I think it should be declared as a human right that everybody should play a little bit of slide guitar, because I mean, if I can play slide, you can play slide. It's a matter of practicing and kind of taking everything in small pieces and just practicing those parts before you move on to something bigger. And it's great to play slide guitar. I mean, look, the dinosaurs didn't play slide. Look what happened to them. All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming today. And you're welcome next week when I'm going to be doing something else, maybe without the guest. And we'll see. You can always send me your suggestions for the new content, either in the here in the comments down below. And I hope you liked the video. You click on that like button, and those of you who are not subscribed, you're welcome to do that. So let's grow this channel, and I'll be showing some more slide licks. All right. I think that we're done for today. Let's call it a night here. It's 10 o'clock, something like that. Thank you so much for coming. I will thank you all, guys, during the... Oh, that's right. The song that we part with is Sitting on Top of the World with Sammy, which we always finish with. So one more hail to Sammy. Thank you for all the influence, great energy, and your musicianship. And thank you, Rob, one more time. So noble of you to join me here today. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Next Monday, 9 p.m. CEST. Thank you.
was in spring, one sunny day. My sweetheart left me, now she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world. And she called me up, down and out by soul. Said, come back, Daddy, Lord, I need you so. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Don't like my peaches, don't you shake my tree. Get out of my orchard, let my peaches be. Now she's gone, I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world. In spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me, now she went away. Now she's gone, I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world. Now she's gone, I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world.